from city politics to the race for the White House. We want to bring in our NBC 10 political commentator, Sue O'Connell, to join this conversation. Sue, in his upcoming book, Bob Woodward is reporting that Trump and Putin stayed in touch after Trump left the White House. The Kremlin confirming this, Trump denying it, and some people, including former White House advisor Susan Rice, says what Trump did was illegal. Is it? You know, are former presidents expected never to talk to other leaders after they leave the White House?
That's a good question, Priscilla. You know, there's a law called the Logan Act that makes it illegal for any American citizen to negotiate with foreign governments without prior approval, without permission. And remember, when a president leaves office, they have no official government standing unless they get elected to another office or join the government or something in an official capacity, like join another president's administration. And many former presidents, you might be surprised to hear, have been accused of violating the Logan Act. This year, Barack Obama, he went and visited the British Prime Minister, didn't get permission. In 2008, Jimmy Carter, he actually entered into negotiation talks with Hamas. Now, did Carter and Obama break the law? Well, neither were charged, and seldom is the Logan Act actually enforced. But what's different about Trump? Putin is a dictator involved in an invasion of a European country, and Trump is facing 32 felony counts under the Espionage Act related to his alleged mishandling of classified documents. But he probably won't be charged with a Logan Act violation.
All right, we do want to get to this. With Hurricane Milton, it's going to hit Florida tonight, but President Biden is catching just a lot of criticism from conservatives for his handling of Hurricane Helene. Now, to be fair, much of what they are saying is misinformation, but, you know, those headlines are still out there. You've said it's not only the president that people who want to be angry should direct their criticisms at. Who else?
So, Priscilla, FEMA is indeed understaffed and underfunded and may have challenges responding to this disaster or any future disasters. But it's not FEMA's fault, right? We may have forgotten because we haven't talked about it in a while, but the government is only funded until December 20th of this year. Then we run out of money unless it gets refunded, and FEMA is only funded until then. And the Biden-Harris administration has requested more money for FEMA from Congress, and people are calling on Republican Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson, who's in charge of Congress, to call Congress back from recess to vote on emergency funding, and he said no. Congress will be back in session, he said, just after the election. So hopefully we won't have another disaster until then. So if you think FEMA is doing a bad job responding to this crisis, you need to blame Congress, not FEMA.
All right. Well, I do want to give you a quick moment here to talk about Ethel Kennedy, who suffered a stroke this week. You know, she's still with us. She's in the hospital. Comment, if you could, about her role in the Kennedy family and her legacy.
She is a survivor and a matriarch, and the last of the generation that included her brother-in-law, President John F. Kennedy, her husband, U.S. Attorney General Robert Kennedy, both victims of assassination, U.S. Senator Ted Kennedy, her brother-in-law, and all the children and spouses of Joseph and Rose Kennedy. And Ethel's legacy includes the founding of a nonprofit organization, the Robert F. Kennedy Human Rights, which honors journalists and human rights activists. She's the mother of 11, many involved in public and nonprofit service, including her sons, former Congressman Joseph II, presidential candidate Robert Kennedy Jr., former Lieutenant Governor of Maryland Kathleen, grandmother to the former Congressman Joseph III, and she remained active in causes she cared about. Back in 2014, President Obama awarded her the Presidential Medal of Freedom. So, of course, wishing her the best. Her work on human rights and all of that is something she has been dedicated to, and of course lived in the storied Kennedy compound on the Cape, and is certainly part of the DNA of Massachusetts.
Yes, she certainly is, and we are hoping for her speedy recovery and that she's okay. Sue, thanks so much.
You're welcome.